What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another mother freaking video. If you're new to my channel, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you have already been supporting me, have already been subscribed, have already been being active with my videos and to my videos, I just want to say thank you for taking the time out to support me. Thank you for supporting me, because you guys do not have to, and because you do, and because you guys do interact with my content, it gives me the motivation to keep going, to keep thriving, to keep doing what I do, to please you all, to answer all of your questions, and to make sure that you guys are satisfied in your decisions to come to UCF, and you guys know the real, the raw, and the uncut, because y'all know I can't edit. So in this video, I just want to talk about like the housing process and how you pick your roommates, and like my roommate troubles, and just like everything just like about roommates in general, because like I won't say that I'm the most well versed, but I am pretty well versed about it, because it was tough. It was tough during COVID. It's tough now because COVID's still happening. We're in the middle of a pandemic. But no, we are, and it's tough. So I'm here to try to answer all of your questions to the best of my ability. By no means am I speaking for UCF Housing or anybody like that, or a residents association in general, because I am not a part of that. Please, like I'm not. But this is from a real student, from me, raw and uncut. So as you guys know or don't know, I stayed in Neptune Housing last year. Neptune Housing is one of the only academic one of the only academic housing academic term housing. Yeah, that's how that works. Academic term housing that has private rooms. Libra, Apollo, Nike, and Hercules. They all have shared style rooming. So like traditional dorms, 2 beds. Libra, they have L shapes. Like it's all traditional. Well, most of it's traditional. And Nike and Hercules, they also offer like apartment styles, but those were kind of limited this year, because from my knowledge, and when I had COVID, those were COVID dorms. So they were COVID restricted. The only people that can be in them were COVID patients or COVID positive students. That's the word. So during the housing process, it's kind of difficult, because if you're a top 10 night and you pay, last year, if you were a top 10 night and you paid your housing deposit, which is $250, that does go to your room and board. If you pay that by May 1st, you're guaranteed a room. However, say for instance, you paid on April 30th, then your room selection will be one of the very, very last ones. They pick room selection based on how early you paid. So for instance, if you applied for UCF, that's your dream school, or your kid, you guys applied for UCF in like way before early decision. Like you're like, I'm going here, like I have to go here, like this is my dream school, they have everything that I want, like they're amazing, they're perfect, like me. You applied early, you got accepted early. If you're watching this video, like I know you got accepted early. If you got accepted early and you pay your admission deposit, which is I think $200 as well, or people have waivers for them, you can also use your waivers. If you have a waiver, go check, because those things come in handy. Any free money that the government giving out, take it, because I promise you, like, listen, it gets hard for all of us, no matter what. So whatever things that you have free, make sure you call up your brace advisor, call up your guidance counselor, ask questions. Even if you're like timid and you're shy, still ask questions, I promise. So after you pay your admissions deposit, you can go and you can fill out your housing application. On your housing applications, it asks you things about like your preferences. What do you like? Are you like smoke friendly? Are you drink friendly? Are you pet friendly? How do you feel about like certain things? I am so sorry, I forgot. Lake Claire is another academic term housing that has private rooms. I am so sorry. I don't know how I forgot that. I did. So they'll ask you like all your preferences, like do you prefer to pay less, do you prefer to pay more, do you prefer privacy, like those are like, what do you prefer? So once you figure all of that out and you put all of that, you then have the option to create a roommate group. You can create a roommate group with people that you know. You can create a roommate group with people who share, like for instance, lead scholars, they're all in Neptune 157, and because they're all in there, they have like a place where they live. Like, I forgot what it's called. I probably should have looked it up before I started this video, but they have a place where they all stay, like all of them. So they can only pick people who are in lead, who are staying in Neptune. Like, that's the only people that they can pick, because that makes them closer. And you know, it has its pros and its cons based on who you are, what do you do. Like, for me, I knew that I wasn't really like a social person, so I wouldn't engage in much social activity. So I didn't want to be a part of like an org that I had to stay with the people that I'm literally always with. I couldn't do that, so it was very frustrating to me. So although it does have good benefits, you know, to each their own, and that wasn't for me. So that's an option. And then you can be a part of the honors college, and people who are accepted and they apply for the honors college, they have the option to stay in Lake Claire. But once again, this is all on availability and when you apply and when you pay, because ultimately it's mostly a business. So if you're not paying and you're saying that you want to do this but you haven't paid yet, like I had thought, well, it's late now, it's freaking June 1st, but for future reference or just anything, like I advise you to pay early. So now it's time to like start picking rooms and stuff like that. So basically this is how it works. You have a roommate group. When you pick your rooms based on when you paid, when you pick your rooms, you pick for the whole entire year. If you break, it's a lease. So if you break, it's a contract. If you break your contract, you still have to pay it, or you have to pay like $1,000, like a lump sum of money to break your contract. That's how businesses work. So that's that. You pick a roommate group. You don't have to know them. You don't have to be in a group, period. You don't have to have a 4-person group. You don't have to have, like, there's no minimum amount of people that can be in your group, if that makes sense. There's only be 4 people. However, it can also only be you. Like, if you just went to UCF because that's your dream school, like you wanted to go there, you want to meet new people, like you don't want to room with people that you know, you could pick for yourself. So whoever has the whoever has the earliest room selection date picks for the whole group. So in my case, I had the earliest room selection date. However, when I picked, it wasn't the earliest, like in the whole university, but it was earlier than my friends, like my roommates. So when I picked in Neptune, there was no available 4-person rooms. Like, there was no rooms available with 4 beds, like 4 rooms, period. There was only 3 and there was 2. So I tested my odds with 3 after, you know, talking to my roommates. Like, it wasn't like a secret decision. We did have 4 people. However, another person in my group, they had like a pick time that was also later that day, like a room selection time that was also later that day. So it wasn't like, you know, I was like, I am so sorry, like, there's nothing I can do about it, boom, like, bye. It wasn't like that, and I knew that. So we called them and I was like, yeah, you know, there's nothing with 2, so you and so can room together, because you picked today as well, and I know that there's 2, like there's a lot of places with 2, because when you pick, you get to see all of it. Like, you get to go through each and every housing community. You get to pick the building, you get to pick the housing, you get to pick the room, whether it's A, B, C, or D. Like, you get to pick everything. So since it's open like that, you know, like, what you're picking, you know what you're getting. It's not like a secret. So because of that, we talked about it. We had to call extra people. We had to do a lot, like, more than we like originally planned. But that was fine, because at the end of the day, like, I didn't want to, you know, exclude anyone or make anyone feel like less than, or like, I'm so sorry, I can't do nothing for you. Like, wherever you end up, that's your business, that's your problem, you know. And I also wanted to be able to have someone else that I could help, you know. So that's that. You pick what you can pay for. And now, since room selection has started, I know for a fact that, well, I don't know what UCF be on, but I hope that they have finally began to put the prices up. Usually, like, the prices that we had last year were also the prices from the previous year. So they always range around the same. So if they did start putting the prices up, you get to gauge, like, the price for this semester, the price for this semester, how much financial aid you'll get, you know, things like that, to try to alleviate some of the stress from your parents or even from yourself. Because with me, my biggest thing was to have my own room and to not pay a lot of money. So there is an option. Like, Neptune was my option. Like, that was it, because Lake Claire was full. Because, like I said, the honor society, like the honors college, that's where they live. So it was already a given that it would be mostly full. Like, half of it was probably already booked before anyone even knew. So because of that, Neptune was my only option. Like, Neptune was it for me. There's nothing that I can do about it. It was It wasn't the cheapest, it wasn't the most expensive. I got my own room, it was perfect. However, there's also another option, option C, which is Towers or Northview. The thing with Towers and Northview is that they have a specific application that you have to fill out in order to even be considered for Towers or Northview. And it kind of goes like this. So like I said, there's academic village, like academic term housing, which is fall semester and spring semester. And then there's full year, like there's 3 term housing, which is fall, spring, and summer. So the way it works is you have to apply for specific you have to apply for specific like terms. So in Towers and Northview, they only offer 3 term agreements. So like I said previously, if you break your agreement, like if you don't want to be there for the summer, it's not like an apartment where you can sublease. Like you would probably have to either pay it or break the lease, which is breaking the contract, which means you will be penalized and you would have to pay that penalty. So that is tricky. It depends on like how long you intend on being in school, honestly. In all actuality, do you want to go home? Like most kids know, like I don't want to really, like I love school, I want to be here, but like I don't want to be here for the summer. Or like I love school, I really want to be here, but like I know I'm gonna miss my family, you know. So it's just kind of like like that's your personal choice. Furthermore, as far as like pricing, for the summer, it is cheaper. It counts as a semester, but it is a lot cheaper than the fall and the spring, obviously, because, you know, it's a shorter period of time. And it's a lot easier to renew for the Towers than it would be to renew for academic housing. For instance, Neptune is a freshman-only housing. If this is not your first time in college, you cannot stay in Neptune. So that's 3 buildings, 13 floors of freshmen only. So it's like I said, it's a lot easier for them to get it. So once you become like an upperclassman, it's a lot harder to get housing on campus unless you did start in Towers and you just renewed your Towers lease because you liked it, you know? So for me personally, I enjoy staying in my dorm. I spent a lot of time in Towers as well, and I enjoyed staying in Towers too because it was fun. Like it's an experience, it's a vibe, like it's something that you won't forget. It does still feel dormy, it does still feel homey, but at the same time, like it's like a lot more freedom there, I would say, more so. And their parking is a lot closer. Like they have parking garages, which are like across the street, not even like a real street, to their dorms. So that's a lot more convenient than Neptune. Like it's actually kind of scary to walk from your car to Neptune in the night. So as a freshman, I would recommend staying on campus because not only are you close to everything, but you're close to your car. Like there's like towers, like safety towers everywhere. So like if something was to happen, all you gotta do is run and press all the buttons. And like I said in my previous video, if you didn't watch it, you probably should go watch it because it's very insightful. It's hilarious, but it's also very, very insightful if you're listening. We have a lot of safety measures to make you feel safer, you know? It's not the safest, clearly, because it's an open campus, but it is very, very safe. And I have never witnessed or even been harmed, thank God, like, thank God. And I've done some crazy stuff at some crazy hours of the day just because I don't know, like, you know? So, and I done seen some crazy stuff too, but nothing, no crimes, no serious crimes, or no one in serious danger. So I would recommend staying on campus as a freshman because you do meet people, like you have to have roommates, like, you know, it's fun, it's exciting. And I had an amazing RA. Her name was Annie. Shout out to you, Annie. Like she graduated this year and she was amazing. Like she wasn't like crazy. She wasn't like super strict. Like she was amazing, honestly. Like she kept everyone in line. Like I didn't really have any roommate troubles or like any problems like on the floor. There were people always having parties across the way, but that was like, I didn't really care because that had nothing to do with me. But it was an experience. Since I am moving into an apartment next year, I have a lot more freedom to vlog, and we won't have to wear masks, and there will be less COVID around. So hopefully I will start vlogging more. And to all of everyone who have questions, please, please, please ask them, because my videos are usually all over the place because that's how my brain works. Like I just say whatever comes to my mind. And because my brain is all over the place, my videos follow. So I really hope you guys understood this video, if that makes sense. Because like, I know that sometimes I'm not clear with the things that I'm saying, because like I just rant, like I just get so excited, I just go on tangents and rants. But I do hope you guys understood, and I do hope you guys take this information and use it to the best of your ability. Like I said before, thank you for watching, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting, for sharing. Like, any way that this video gets to you and you watch it, I appreciate that. Because like, not everyone, like, you don't have to, like, there's no one twisting your arm saying like, you have to watch this, but you chose to watch me. So because of that, thank you. I will be forever grateful. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next video. You made it, oh yeah, you made it,